TIL There is a teenager who was kicked in the head. As a result, her memory resets every 2 hours, meaning she wakes up thinking every day is 11th of June. Very poorly written article. Several users already pointed out how this article already is outdated. But that's not the only thing. Your memory doesn't reset itself every 2 hours. To simplify it, you have long-term memory and short-term memory. In her case, probably she is unable or was to create long-term memories, so she was using only her short-term memory. That's why she remembered things before accident, and that's why it seemed like her memory resets. Person who wrote that article shouldn't be writing anymore. My little brother had a whirlwind romance his first year of college, met a girl, fell for her hard, they were a passionate, inseparable couple. For a month. Then she got bored, dumped him, and left him devastated. A few months later he was starting to feel better, when he tripped and cracked his head really badly. So badly that he forget all about her. When his memories came back, he had to relive that heartbreak all over again. I had a bad head injury 15 years ago. Had the whole right side of my face basically caved in. Had to have titanium plates and titanium mesh rebuild the right side of my head. I haven't had any residual side effects and nothing that impaired me cognitively in any way. Stories like this make me feel incredibly lucky and really makes me think how different my life could have and probably should have been. Not unlike some people who suffer from Alzheimer's or similar diseases. I know of one person right now who's pretty advanced with it and is at that stage where her mind physically cannot make new memories. If she wakes up hungry, for example, she's been hungry her entire life, from her perspective. I'm sure I'm not getting that entirely correct, but then again I'm not a brain scientist. Here's a more recent source, though it's almost 4 years old. Here's an update from a few months ago. Edit. I accidentally deleted this comment earlier, sorry. Makes you wonder what kind of problems those MMA fighters have. They get kicked and punched in the head with such force that it's a miracle there's not more death and comas and other debilitating brain injuries in the immediate aftermath. Honestly, if you see some of those KOs, it's hard to believe they can even walk away from those. This is misleading. Probably because the article is 4 years old. She's far from recovered, but she started to make new memories after about 5 months and her memory has vastly improved since then. Again, she's not fully recovered and probably never will be. But the headline was written like it's also 4 years old. This is not a rare condition. In fact, anterograde amnesia is by far the most common problem with brain injury and other neurological conditions. Retrograde memory loss, where a person forgets the past, is exceedingly rare, except in late-stage Alzheimer's where many other mental functions also are affected. Anterograde amnesia. I had it for a while after a severe head injury. I don't remember it, but I imagine it was frustrating to those around me when I began every day confused as to what I was doing in the hospital all jacked up. Something broadly similar happened to me after a stroke and a half-dozen seizures in 2019. In the months following, I'd wake up every morning confused with where I was. Now almost 5 years later, it still happens occasionally, but usually I can snap out of it after a few minutes. Sammy Jenkins wrote himself endless notes. But he'd get mixed up. I've got a more graceful solution to the memory problem. I'm disciplined and organized. I use habit and routine to make my life possible. Sammy had no drive. No reason to make it work. Riley Horner received treatment for this and is doing much better. This happened in 2019. As of this past March, she has gone through nursing school and was doing her clinicals. She still struggles, but is not like Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates. That has to be scary AF. On rare occasions I'll wake up in that stupor and for a brief moment I wonder if I'm alive or passed on. Sounds dumb, I know, but it's such an odd experience. I can't imagine how it is to live like that. I come across articles and videos about her every now and again and she has to constantly leave notes and reminders everywhere. I just can't imagine how life would be for her. I cannot think of anything else than it being similar to what you experience after dying. Except your body's still doing stuff. I dropped my phone once and the screen went all screwy and was unusable. So I dropped it again and it worked just like before. Worth a try? Reminds me of an anime visual novel called FH Hail of Memories. There's a girl in that has a very similar condition. Humans should rationally probably wear helmets 24/7. Everything wears within that not-so-sturdy skull. Reminds me of Clive Wearing. He's been living with an extremely short-term memory for decades now. And then she hears the song "I Got You Babe" every time in her head when she wakes up. Waking up and realizing it's my birthday sounds like the best and worst outcome. In other news, teenager fully commits to the longest prank of all time. Bart Simpson doesn't play for power. He plays for responsibility. Imagine your favorite porno being brand new every time you see it. She should marry this Brexiteer. You know Mitch hasn't been right since his skiing accident. This is why I never remember the date in case this happens. She'll never make it to my birthday party the next day. There is also an Adam Sandler movie with that plot. Imagine waking up every day and thinking it's February 29th.